Shalom, my friends. There's a teaching going around, really, for thousands of years, saying that the Kodesh spirit is female, or is a woman. And before I even, get into showing you how that's a demonic doctrine, the first thing I would say to you is, if you're questioning this idea yourself, just to go on some real simple common sense, pure logic way of thinking, ask yourself, where is this gonna get me? To what avail? To what purpose would it serve for me to dig into the scriptures or the original Hebrew language? Gee, is his spirit female? Where does that get you? The first thing that just strikes me as being so odd is trying to take the qualities of Elohim and define them with earthly terms. I think is a form of, can't think of a better word than idiocy. It doesn't get you anywhere. It leads to nothing short of confusion and serves no purpose other than possible purpose of the enemy. Now, initially people look at Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. Which reads, Elohim created the man in his image. In the image of Elohim he created him. Male and female he created them. And people get all twisted up about this. The simple way of looking at that is that Genesis chapter 1 verse 27 is an overview of details that are clarified in chapter 2 verse 21, which reads, So Yahweh Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall on the man, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh in its place. Verse 22, And the rib which Yahweh Elohim had taken from the man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. Don't get bent out of shape about Genesis chapter 1. Just realize that that's an overview, and the details are given in chapter 2. Now, in the Hebrew, the word Ruach, which is interpreted into English as spirit, Ruach is a feminine term in what I would say modern Hebrew, but it in no way implies gender. There are a lot of words in the Greek and the Hebrew that are male terms or female terms, but they do not imply gender all the time. So there's no excuse to use that to say, Ruach is a feminine term, therefore Yahweh's spirit is a woman or is female. Now, for me, I like to go to the oldest alphabet, the alphabet that Yahweh first gave, that no man ever tampered with. And when I look into that, I don't see anything feminine anywhere. I don't see mother anywhere. I only see father, I see son, I see family, I see houses, I see seeds and plants and trees and so on. Now, the word for spirit is Ruach, and that is spelled Resh, Vav, Chet. The Resh represents the head, points at Yeshua, points at the Father, of course, there's the head, and specifically the head of a man. There's nothing feminine being talked about here. Vav is a nail, and that points at the crucifixion, that the head, Yeshua, will be crucified. It also represents a tent peg, and without that, the house collapses. That's something to think about. And finally, there's Chet, which represents transcendence. Chai, which is life, the indwelling spirit. It represents new beginnings, the resurrection, and the harpazo. So, if you put these three together, Resh, Vav, Chet, you're seeing the head, Yeshua, a male, being crucified and resurrected. You're seeing those who have him as their headship, that man, being the tent peg that holds their house together and brings them transcendence and life, chai, especially eternal life in the resurrection, the harpazo. So, now the main thing about avoiding this doctrine, really, there's no reason for you to get into this. It's a rabbit hole. You can chase it down, and it's going to lead you into darkness. It's a lie. The Kodesh spirit is not a woman. It's not female. And also, when you look at Genesis and the fact that Elohim created Adam in his image, you have to realize that we don't have a clue, not even a faint clue, what that means. A lot of people say, oh, we're all created in his image. No, that's not true. Take a look at Genesis chapter 5, verse 1 says, in the day that Elohim created man, Adam, he made him in the likeness of Elohim, in the image of Elohim. Then look at verse 3. Adam lived 130 years and brought forth a son in his own likeness, his own image, after his image, and called his name Sheth. Now, Adam, this is after Adam fell. and was no longer in the likeness of Elohim. The Kodesh spirit was removed from Adam. Adam was naked. You could go into a whole study about that, where Adam and Eve, they noticed that they were naked. There's two references to naked. I forget what chapter it's in. I'm not going to go into it. It's too much. But the one where they saw that they were naked, that we can't even imagine what that means. But basically, the indwelling Kodesh spirit was removed from them, and they were separated from Yahweh. They were no longer in His image, and their children were made in their fallen image. So, don't get bent out. Oh, we're in the image of Elohim, and Elohim is male and female. They get into this thing with the Trinity, where there's a father, a mother, and a child, and it's just, it's sick. It's ridiculous. It's not. It's just taking the things of Yahweh's Malchut, His kingdom, and defining them with earthly terms. That is idiocy. His kingdom is not like this world, okay? Enough on that. Lean not on your own understanding. Again, like I said, this will lead you into darkness. It's an ancient demonic doctrine that that Yahweh's spirit is feminine, and in one way we can just cut to the chase by going to the book of John and chapter 16, where we see Yeshua himself talking about the Kodesh spirit. We look at verse 7. He says, "But I say the truth to you, it's better for you that I go away. For if I do not go away, the Helper shall not come to you at all." That's the Kodesh spirit, the Helper. "But if I go, I shall send him to you." Verse 8 again, "And having come, he shall reprove the world concerning sin and concerning righteousness and concerning judgment." So there's Yeshua referring to the Kodesh spirit in the masculine, not the feminine. I don't know why, well, I do know why. People want to press this teaching. It's really a demonic influence on them, creating the interest to lead them into this demonic doctrine, which I'm going to cover in a minute. Let's, in John chapter 16 still, let's look at verse 14. Yeshua is still talking about the Kodesh spirit. He says, "He shall esteem me, for he shall take of what is mine and announce it to you." I've said before, the Kodesh spirit is very interesting. He never speaks on his own. He only speaks what the Father tells him to say. One other little point is in Matthew chapter 1, verse 20. A messenger of Yahweh appeared to him in a dream, Joseph, saying, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Miriam." Most people think of Mary. Her name is Miriam, not Mary. "As your wife, for that which is in her was brought forth from the Ruach HaKodesh." Mary was impregnated, Miriam, by the Kodesh spirit. Does a woman get another woman pregnant? So it's foolish. And this interest in the idea of the Kodesh spirit being feminine, it comes from demons whispering in your ear and trying to lead you down a rabbit hole. It comes from a very old pagan doctrine teaching that Yahweh was once a woman. How ridiculous is that? especially when the word says that He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. You got to know that that's the devil saying that Yahweh was once a woman. Come on. But this teaching goes on through history. I mean, it's thousands of years old. It goes way back in time. You can look at the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 5, chapter 12, verse 3, chapter 16, verse 21. Look at Judges, chapter 3, verse 7. This doctrine, demonic doctrine, teaches that Shekinah, most people think of the Shekinah glory. The Hebrew word there is Shekinah. It's a title for the Kodesh spirit. But this demonic doctrine teaches that Shekinah is also Ashera, ignoring Yahweh's many admonishments about her. And that's where I pointed you to Deuteronomy and Judges. Those are all pointing at Ashera. You won't see the word Ashera in the King James Version. Instead, you'll see the word groves. But the original languages, it would be better if that said Ashera, because that is a satanic personage. Ashera, it was something the Canaanites believed. They taught that Yahweh had a wife, her name was Ashera, and that they had a child named Baal or Baal. If you've listened to many of my videos, I've talked about Baal. The way to say Baal in English is Lord. And I have a video, something, I think its title is something like, should we continue referring to Yeshua or the Father as Lord? And the answer is no. This teaching that Yahweh had a wife, her name was Ashera, and their child's name was Baal or Baal, this is promoted by the Canaanites way back when, and it's supported in the Da Vinci Code, a satanic production, and also by the Branch Davidians and the Unity Church. Yahweh clearly says throughout the word that his wife is Israel. And we know his son is Yeshua. This Ashera, the worship of Ashera, there's an Ashera pole. It's a phallic symbol. I've seen pictures of it. It's unbelievably disgusting. And, it's a cult, which promotes prostitution, male and female, as well as animal sacrifices, divination, and snake worship. Baal or Baal is usually represented as a snake, or the golden calf, that's Baal. There's also, this also leads, this idea of, the woman or the Kodesh spirit being feminine could lead to this bit about the Queen of Heaven. I mean, the Catholic religion, I think they refer to Mary as the Queen of Heaven, and the Queen of Heaven is, there's nothing good said about the Queen of Heaven in the Scriptures. Look at Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 18, and also chapter 44, verses 17, 19, and 25. So, I'm just admonishing you, if you get interested in this idea that, oh gee, the Holy Spirit is a female, be forewarned. It's a rabbit hole. It would lead you into darkness. It's a lie from the devil. The Kodesh spirit is not female. You can't put Elohim in a box like that. stay away from this doctrine and anyone who's trying to lead you into it. Shalom Aleichem.